Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be telling you about 10 amazing facts about my beautiful country Ethiopia. I decided to make this video because I have encountered a lot of people who doesn't even know where Ethiopia is, and others who have a bit information about Ethiopia relates the country with poverty. Well, this video will show you other sides of Ethiopia which most people do not know about. There is no other better way to start the list than starting with the most fresh news about Ethiopia. Ethiopia launched its first satellite on Friday, which was 2 days ago. This is marked as a historic event by a lot of Ethiopians, including myself. The satellite will send back data of the environment and weather patterns in the Horn of Africa, which I think you can imagine how helpful that is for a country which is dependent on agriculture and forestry. In July 2019, Ethiopia broke the world record for most tree planting in a day, which was held by India. Ethiopia planted more than 353 million indigenous trees in just 12 hours. It's the most trees ever planted by a nation in a single day. This project was held in order to combat climate change and counter other effects of deforestation. According to many different statistics, 99% of Ethiopians consider that religion matters. The two major religions in Ethiopia are Christianity and Islam. It is known that Ethiopia was one of the first Christian countries and accepted Christianity before other European countries accepted it. When it comes to Islam, it is known as one of the first countries to accept Islam before any other Arabic countries accepted Islam as a religion. Now let's proceed to its population. Ethiopia's population is highly diverse with different languages and ethnic groups. There are about 80 different ethnic groups within Ethiopia, where some of these have as few as 10,000 members, but all of these have their own language, tradition, and culture, including food. And this brings us to our next topic, which is Ethiopian food. These different cultures have different cuisines, which made Ethiopia's food diverse on the continent and also totally different to any other food you have encountered. The most common food is called injera, which is made out of the smallest grain in the world. If you happen to be vegetarian/vegan, you have to try Ethiopian food. Beyond the endless dishes on offer, it's essential to try Ethiopian coffee after a meal. Speaking of coffee, Ethiopia is the birthplace of coffee. A lot of people enjoy coffee, but do all of them know that Ethiopia is the origin of coffee? Not really. Coffee drinking is a whole ceremony in Ethiopian culture. It is meant to be enjoyed as a means of socializing, and it can take hours. My next point is what makes Ethiopia unique from other African countries, and that is the writing system. Ethiopia is the only country in Africa with its own alphabet in full usage as a national and everyday level. There are over 300 alphabets in it, and each are called Fida. This writing system is used to write some of the Semitic language spoken in Ethiopia, such as Amharic and Tigrinya. Ethiopia is the only African country that was not colonized by Europeans during the scramble for Africa, with the exception of Liberia, of course. When Italy, under Benito Mussolini, invaded the country, Ethiopia defeated its colonial Italy in the Battle of Adwa. Every year, this day is celebrated as Victory Day in Ethiopia. Ethiopia being the only African country never to be colonized, it was among the first nations to sign the Charter of the United Nations, and it gave moral and material support to the decolonization of Africa. Ethiopia erected the Pan-Africanism with the initiative to unite all African countries, which led to the creation of African Union. The city of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, is now where the main administrative capital of the African Union is. One thing that I can't pass without mentioning is Ethiopia's topography. Ethiopia is a rich country in geographical diversity. Erosion, volcanic eruptions, and tectonic movements over the ages have contributed to the nation's diverse topography. Speaking about volcanoes, Ethiopia has an active volcano in the northern region called Afar, and that is one of the hottest places on earth, having a daily average temperature of 41 degrees Celsius. I hope you all have enjoyed this video and learned a bit more about Ethiopia now. Before ending this video, I would like to mention that some of the footage in this video are not mine, and therefore I've made this playlist with the original videos that you guys can take a look at if you're interested. Thank you for watching.